Welcome back to Stooge Stream. This is the WCPW recap show, the True Legacy Special Edition, Part 1. I'm your host, the Knockout Fiona, and I'm joined by the Gracie and Archer of Prospect to my abundantly charismatic James R. Kennedy, the Stooge, and special guest host, G. Banks.
What's happening, YouTubers?
I claim Archer.
Fine, I'll have to go ponytail out then.
So this is part 1 of the True Legacy special. For those of you that have not got What Culture Extra and are watching on YouTube,
Plebs!
True Legacy is divided into 2 halves. So we'll get started.
But we've actually seen the whole thing!
Who are ya? Who are ya? Oh, wait.
I've already seen Cody Rhodes and Angle!
We probably shouldn't, tease our only fan base that we got, that actually like us,
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Please don't unsubscribe, please.
Yeah, please.
Well, part 1. The True Legacy special opened outside the arena in a back alleyway, as it should, or a driveway at least. And we see Ligero pulling up in his little car, very cute.
In the shittiest car park to an arena ever.
Money well spent.
Dumpsters there!
Yeah.
There were fucking dumpsters! Let him pull up, not in front of a dumpster!
We know where the extra $10 goes every month.
Yeah, I know, right? In parking.
Yeah.
It looked like someone's house in the ghetto, I have to say.
Oh.
So Ligero was met by the What Culture General Manager, Adam Pacitti, who accosted him saying that Ligero was on double duty tonight at True Legacy. Not only was he going to be defending his internet title, he would be joining the Adam Pacitti Tag Team Tournament with a mystery partner.
The AP Triple T.
So practically he said to him, "You're Mexican, you gotta do double time, no pay." That's what I got from it.
Yeah, well, he walked away with it.
I don't know. That's what I saw.
This is why we have you here. Different
Exactly.
perspective, seeing it from the angles we miss.
Yep.
And, Adam Pacitti had his Cheshire Cat smile, and poor Ligero just looked at the ground and shook his head. But of course, he's a worker. He'll get on with it.
Sorry, I also loved the perfect time beep of the car lock with him looking down and just the saddest beep.
Yeah. It was quite funny.
Well, so that was the opener to the show, but we went straight to ringside after that for the first match. But before we got to the match, we had a special surprise waiting for us.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jim Cornette was back on commentary, and it's like somebody listens because they fucked off Alex Shane and gave us Dave Bradshaw.
Who?
Yeah, who?
What? I don't know who that person you're talking
But
about.
it was so much better.
Oh,
Just
dude.
Jim Cornette and Dave Bradshaw on the commentary team. Which
Music
was-
to my ears, really.
Yeah, I mean,
Hey-
they're both kind of play-by-play, but
It worked because Alex
Yeah.
Shane wasn't there.
exactly. And match number 1 was the first match and was a Adam Pacitti Tag Team Tournament title. Tag team? Yeah.
AP Triple T.
That one, yeah, a match, and it was the teams of Mustache Mountain versus Trent Seven and Tyler Banks.
No.
Hang on.
No. Let's try that again.
Let's get that right.
It's Mustache Mountain, made up of
Yeah, thank
Trent
you.
Seven and Tyler Banks versus the team of Moss and Slater.
Moss is gonna kill you. Moss
Yeah.
is gonna kill you.
I'm pretty sure, and admittedly I did not go back and look at this, but Moss and Slater may have had a tag team name coined for each other.
They could have. It could have been something Jim Cornette just came up with on the
Yeah.
spot.
Or the ring announcer. If someone picks
maybe.
that up, do you want to tell us in the comments?
Yeah,
That'd be really
please.
good.
Yeah, it was
'Cause-
something like knockdown. Come between those. I don't know.
You don't need a team name when you're Moss and Slater.
Yeah, I know.
Moss
Moss
is going to kill you.
Yeah, simple.
That's it. Moss is going to kill you. That should be your team name. And Slater.
Well, after a very long ring entrance to this match by Mustache Mountain, who have to shake everyone's hand
They're
in
awesome.
the arena.
That's not a problem.
No,
That's actually a gentleman.
The most hipster thing ever.
No, very gentleman-like. I like it.
Moss
probably
and
wouldn't shake their
Seven,
hand, but
after their entrance, Moss was in the ring with Seven and made a cute little reference to his chest, to his pectoral area, which was ripped open the other
ripped,
week.
yeah. It still looked bruised and damaged.
the match itself started with Slater and Banks as they have previously, the two, I guess, smaller guys out of the teams. They're a bit faster, get into the action quite a lot. Then, once Moss and Seven showed down, they slowed things down.
We say they're a little bit faster, and we say Moss and Seven slowed things down. But this is faster than any WWE match, even at its slowest.
Tyler Bate kind of reminded me of the the old strongman.
Yeah.
But like in a very smaller version, but still looks kind of strong.
Especially his outfit as well really accentuates that.
They're really going for that.
I like it.
I like it. It works.
We've seen these two teams match up before, but this was an actual title contendership match, or
The AP Triple T.
Yeah, it was a tournament.
Yeah. There was a little bit usual sort of mix of comedy spots and fast-paced, hard-hitting wrestling. Yeah.
Now let's be serious for a second here. Trent Seven, I am super impressed with that dude. He's a great actor, great comedian. His facial expressions sell so well as he can move in that ring and do some spectacular stuff.
Yeah, actually, speaking about facial expression, he did actually one thing that was hilarious. I remember where he went to go chop Moss off. Yeah, he goes to chop Moss, and he does it out of the slice. So he's gonna go clothesline him and then chops him. And as soon as he does it, the instant regret in his face is absolutely priceless.
It sold it so well.
I was just pissed
so
myself.
good. We were having a great time with this match. Everyone in this match is actually great. Let's not take away from anybody that was in this. But I just want to highlight Trent Seven in particular. He made the match for me in particular. He sold Johnny Moss, obviously. He sold everyone. He did some great stuff too, but that moment that you pointed out, a few other little moments that you'll just go through the match and you'll have a giggle and a laugh. But yet these guys are hitting hard and doing some brutal damage to each other.
Put it this way. If he can put Moss over and go toe-to-toe with him and not die, you're doing pretty well, dude.
You're doing
well. Speaking of putting Moss over, Moss did do a big dive through the ropes onto the other three. And Dave lost his shit.
Yeah. So I forgot about that. That's awesome. When I thought Dave was going to have a heart attack, and unfortunately they're going to replace him with Alex Shane. But luckily it didn't happen.
Thankfully. Thank you. You knew Alex Shane was out the back going, "Come on, Dave, please have a heart attack, please."
You saw Jim Connor getting out of his chair going, I'm going home if Alex Shane's coming.
I wonder if that was the agreement. We'll come back if Alex Shane's not there.
So these teams, I feel they really perform and tell a really good story. They're all a bit of a throwback to the old days, I think.
They were.
There was a cute little four-way chop circle going on at one point. Double suplexes,
How to do a circle jerk properly.
That's a reference to our TNA recap that you got to go watch to get.
Moss and Slater were victorious though, and they're moving on in the round. I know, which was a little bit disappointing.
The crowd was so freaking behind. Yeah, dude. That was that was actually the first time I've seen them behind them before. Usually, they come out, they don't get any heat or anything.
Laugh,
they have a laugh. They're okay, these guys are the joke.
I'm sure they were heels in their first match. I'm
sure
they'll hit it as
heels. But not when you're shaking everyone's hand. No,
they got themselves over, and Moss and Slater have now automatically become heels. The crowd turned them heel. The crowd booed them as they came out. Turned these two guys heel. They weren't heels going into the match.
No, they were supposed to be faces. Yeah.
But the crowd made them heels, and I kind of like that. I would like to see Moss and Slater go down the line of being heels, but not your evil, cheating heels. More than just angry. We don't care. We don't care if you like us or not. We're going to come hurt people.
See that WCPW fans? You just get to book the cards.
Yeah, you basically did. You booked it. And Mustache Mountain, how can they not be faces? Yeah. So it was good.
Yeah, definitely. Now, straight after this match, we had a nice little promo from our household favorite, Joe Hendry.
Local hero!
Again, on a dodgy back street somewhere. Outside the arena, talking about his upcoming match with Joseph Connors, which we'll see in a couple of matches' time. Then we went straight into match number 2. Which was the defending internet title. Oh, no, it wasn't. Oh, God, I'm really all over the place today. Get it together, woman.
Come on.
So, we had the Bruiserweight, Pete Dunne, yes.
That's better.
Defending against El Ligero, the current and reigning and defending internet
So
championship.
El Ligero has had like a very cool run as internet champion, I think. And he deserved the title. Like, let's be honest about it.
Easy.
Yeah. Now,
I would have been upset if they gave it to someone else, to be honest.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, if they gave it to Martin Kirby, I wouldn't have been too bad.
well, look, going into this match as well, we all kind of said, like, why is Pete Dunne getting a number one contender spot when he just keeps losing? It doesn't really make sense. And then within about 2 minutes of this match, I was like, I don't care, man. Give him every title shot.
If he's doing that every match, give him every title shot.
The problem is, in wrestling, you get a little bit spoilt with having things laid out to you and spelt out to you and having, like, setups and overly produced video packages for these things. So sometimes it's like, oh, what? Where'd that come from?
But these guys put on a spectacle.
Yeah.
A spectacle. El Ligero,
One of my favourite matches of the night.
Yeah. me
I was
too.
actually going to say I'm giving this one match of the night for part one of the show. Martin, like, El Ligero is amazing.
Yeah.
But Pete Dunne is kind of still an unknown quantity.
Yeah.
Kind of. Like, he's only been
That's
there
why
a
we
little bit.
question
He's
why
kind
he
of
was
like-
there, to be honest.
By the end of this match, he's not an unknown quantity anymore. And I kid you not, like, if he wants to be the number one contender to the heavyweight title, I'm happy to watch that match because it will be amazing.
Yeah, you know you'll get a good show out of it.
Yeah, this guy
No matter who
is
he wrestles.
brilliant. He does the little comedy spots, but not overly.
Yeah.
And he does
But it
chain
plays
wrest-
with his character too. So, like, you know, he bites people and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
you know, that's supposed to be comedy, but that's his character because he's, like, you know, vicious and I'm a bruiserweight. Look at me.
But he
I'm
doesn't go
biting
over
people.
the top.
No.
It's like only one or two little spots, right? And he does like a little high spot here and there. Like, he'll get up the top, but only once or twice.
Yeah.
And he'll do submissions and stuff here and there. But everything comes together as a total package.
Yeah, this match I thought was a really great display of their contrasting styles. And as you said, Dunne really kept pace with Ligero's fast lucha style.
Yeah.
I feel like Dunn's got his own style
Yeah.
He
too.
does.
Like, he's got his very, like, you know, bruiserweight, you know, but like it's very weird to explain. It's like he's
It's hard to pin down.
Yeah, it's like it's
Exactly.
very rough, but at the same time, like, you know, he wrestles like a lucha. Like,
Yeah.
it's very weird.
There's
The
some
way he
elegance
moves
to
around.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I feel that Dunne is a good example of what we've been seeing from these new characters that we've been exposed to from watching WCPW and watching them grow and develop in this platform every week. Like,
Yeah.
they're just
Yeah.
getting better and better, and Dunne's
And-
certainly one of the
Well
best.
said.
And speaking of El Ligero as well, El Ligero has
he's
gone
just
from
tight.
a comedy character, and which Martin Kirby has as well. And even though El Ligero does do the comedy spots here and there, he's gotten over through wrestling.
Yeah.
Because the dude can't talk. Because if he talks, we know he's not Mexican. So he can't ever say a word. But he's gotten over with pure style of wrestling. And now, like, there's a reason he's holding that title. He deserves it. So both of these guys, this is, again, why it's match of the night for me. It was a spectacle. Like, this is, when you want to show somebody, like, this is wrestling, this is pure wrestling. That's what it was.
Yeah.
There was comedy. There was a story told. There was two guys showing each other off and putting each other over.
And a
it was
clear
great.
good guy and a clear bad guy.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Loved it.
Well, the good guy, El Ligero, was victorious and retained his internet title. He got a small package roll-up on Dunne. It was actually quite a good little finisher. Like, he didn't get a massive win. He sort of had to sneak it in there and just get the better of Dunne. However, Dunne was not done.
No.
Here we go. Here we go.
So Dunne said to Ligero, like, not so fast. I want to get in on the Adam Pacitti tag team title tournament, and I've got a special partner. So don't go anywhere because your tag team match is now against me and my mystery partner. So
And then he started beating down Ligero.
yeah, Dunne's mystery partner, it was another strong style fellow called Travis Banks, as you might know as
Oh, the Kiwi Bustle.
the Kiwi Buzzsaw.
So good.
So Travis Banks came out and announced that him and Dunne are now a tag team, and they've got a little name called the Strong Style Collective.
I like it. Dude, how did you not like it? I liked it. I was just
I
like,
don't know.
yeah.
I just found it kind of funny.
Yeah, fair
Yeah.
call. But like,
Like, I don't hate it or anything. It's just, you know, I can't take it serious at the same time.
yeah, because they
We're
both
the
have
Strong
comedy.
Style Collective. Like, that's, you know, when it came out of Travis Banks, I was just like, really, bro? Like,
All right, come on. We need to explain this because a lot of our audience is in Australian. There's this whole thing between Australia and New Zealand. Like, So people from New Zealand don't like people from Australia, and people from Australia know the people from New Zealand.
Just like
are
you
dickheads.
Brits and Irish, and you Brits and Scots
Scots.
and whatever.
Welsh,
you
yeah.
Brits in the world. No, I'm
English,
joking.
Welsh, yeah.
And basically, any one of them that's any good at anything is now Australian.
Yeah.
Like Russell Crowe and all the rest of it. He's an Aussie.
We appropriate them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if he was born in New Zealand.
Yeah, full
'cause
born, bred in New
you're good at
Zealand, parents
something.
in New Zealand. He's still an Aussie.
Yeah. Because he's good at something.
Yeah.
He's an Aussie now.
Yeah, he lived here for a year.
Yeah. That's why it's so annoying with Travis Banks, because he's good at something, and he keeps telling you he's from New Zealand and can't even claim him.
Yeah.
Can't even claim him.
I'm pissed off.
So at this point, we needed a partner for El Ligero, and he had a special partner as well waiting, which was the real Mexican Alberto El Patron.
Oh, and he got a massive pop. It was
If
great.
anything, it was the second biggest pop of the night.
Yeah.
Easily.
So this is why, like, I gave match of the night to the match between just Pete Dunne and El Ligero, but I think this all kind of ties into it and why I enjoyed it so
Yeah.
much, because this story just kept going and going and going, and really tied into this, and Alberto Del Patron came and got in. I'm like, oh yeah! Like,
And guys, you got to remember, Pete Dunne and El Ligero were doing double duties.
Yeah.
And it didn't even look like they were out wrestling. They were out wrestling the Kiwi Buzzsaw and freaking El Patron. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it
Definitely.
was
If anything,
insane.
because the momentum, they still had the momentum going. They're like, oh sweet, we'll just keep jumping off ropes. You saw
Yeah.
like El Patron stand in the corner for like half a minute, like, you boys calm down, like,
relax.
yeah,
relax.
like, I'm in my 30s, guys.
Patron was actually grabbing his wrist a little bit, which I think was legit. He wasn't
Because he still hasn't recovered from being
He
stabbed.
had it taped
Yeah.
up from being stabbed
And
in
he's
a
still
knife
wrestling
attack.
in a shirt
Yeah.
because of that as well,
Yeah.
because he got done on his stomach and arms.
Him and Paige having some wild times.
You make a cutters joke, I like it. Alright. So all in all, though, I really enjoyed this tag
Yeah.
team match as well. This was, again, another spectacle. There was comedy bits, there was high-flying bits, there was hard-hitting bits.
Yeah.
There were
There was-
biting bits.
There was biting bits. There was double bite. The double
No,
bite.
the triple bite.
Triple bite,
Yeah.
you're right.
And then
And then
El Patron
Patron
just
just
flipping
like-
off,
Yeah.
I think it was Peter Dunne or
Yeah.
Travis Banks, one of the two. But
There
it
was
was
Travis
hilarious.
Banks and then smacking him
Yeah,
right.
it was like, because they're all biting each other, and then, he grabs his hand and looks at him and goes, nah.
Smack.
Smack, yeah.
It was great.
Ligero and Patron almost got up. Ligero got a lovely C4L on Banks, but then Dunn caught him with his pump handle
Overhead
face slam thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's awesome.
And so the Strong Star Collective are moving on in the tag team title tournament.
And they needed to.
yes.
Okay, so just from, like, let's step away from the kayfabe for a sec. From a booking point of view, when you have two guys come out there and announce themselves as we're awesome, we're the Strong Style Collective, if they lost, they'd be the Pussy Collective. Like, so they had to win. But it was great. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And regardless of the fact that by doing that beforehand, if they'd done it after the match, it would have been different. But because they did it before the match, it's like, so we're winning this match. I'm just coming to let you know.
Yeah, pretty much.
Hey, bros, we're winning. but it was great. All four of these guys were great. Patron even working through his injuries. You
Yeah.
could see him favouring his arm and stuff.
It was a nice surprise to see him again.
It
Yeah, it
Nothing
was,
else.
it was.
Yeah.
It was weird, right? Like, when we got to Patron at this point, I'm like, so they didn't tell us the Cornette was going to be on comment, or at least I didn't really
I didn't
notice
know,
it.
yeah.
Like, they didn't say it on Loaded. Like, and if they did, maybe Alex Shane said it, because that I don't hear him. I blocked him out. Like,
Maybe it was a very last minute decision. Who
yeah.
knows?
But now Alberto Del Patron as well, and I'm
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
so two dudes, like, we haven't, they, you could have put some.
You're doing all right on the surprise.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah. All right.
Good
So
job.
moving on.
Well, moving on, we had the 8-man elimination tag team match, which was following on from James R. Kennedy's proposition, was it last week or the week before, for the Revenge for Blompier, Justice for Blompier
Justice for Blompier.
match. Which
BX for life.
They didn't really
Boo.
cover, and it was all a bit confusing because it turned out that, so it was James R. Kennedy's team versus Rampage's team, but it seemed that Rampage's team was selected for him by Pachidi. That
Yeah.
got dropped in
Yeah.
at some point.
So Pachidi was trying to stack the deck
Yeah.
against Rampage and giving him people that weren't really going to be as helpful to
Yeah.
him.
Is that are Pachidi and Blompier friends again now that Pachidi's here? It's all a bit
Yeah, we don't know.
hodgepodge. Anyway, so it opened with James R. Kennedy and Prospect out the back. for a little spot. And then ringside, we had Alex Gracie, Lucas Archer, and Drake. And their special guest member, who was Primate.
Yeah.
I love these guys, by the way.
Oh, Prospect
Side
is
note,
so
yeah, they're so good.
Oh, thank you to all of Prospect, actually, for retweeting us and liking us. You guys are amazing. But aside from that, it's always a highlight to see these guys because you know we're going to have some fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like something
definitely.
fun's going to happen. And they can wrestle like no one's business too. But there's always going to be something fun. And to me, like after the introduction part, so they all come out, like, Prospect do their little dabs and all of that. But bringing Primate
boys.
out on a belt around his neck
Yeah.
like an animal.
Kennedy
And
led him,
the other
yeah.
team members are wearing like florist, like,
Floral shirts.
and shit, like,
And then you got this animal
on a
chain,
leash, just like spitting blood out. Like,
Kennedy
that's
led
cool.
him to the ring with the big leather belt around his neck. It was interesting. Yeah.
Could have half a chub. I'll admit that.
Okay, fair call.
Yeah.
I've heard there's some stuff that goes on in Manchester, a bit of leather action. Yeah. So
Oh, that
yes,
was-
Primate was
that
their
was
secret,
amazing,
not
yeah.
so secret weapon.
Yeah.
And then we had Rampage's team, who consisted of Prince Armeen and Gabriel Kidd, and El Desperado.
Yeah. Which is stuck in the decks against Rampage because it's a team that don't get along, don't
Yeah.
know each other, aren't
Yeah.
going to work together.
Don't really have Rampage's best interests at heart.
Yeah. Now, I love the setup of this match too. Like having James R. Kennedy hold Primate away from the ring
Yeah.
on the chain the whole time. Primate, you could see like revving up and revving up,
And holding him back every time.
holding
like,
him back. That I haven't seen anything like that since the days of like the Junkyard Dog. Like that was awesome. Yeah, that's a reference long before your time, woman.
I think even Cornette made some sort of reference to all
You
that. Yeah.
could possibly have like it was. Yeah, I really like that imagery. Like it really puts Primate over as this thing,
yeah.
this more than human thing that
Yeah.
needs to be changed.
And especially in this day and age too, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of smarks in wrestling now. Like, you
There
know,
is.
to have someone over as an animal
Yeah.
beast, you know, people actually terrified of him.
It's like the Sabu coming out in ECW who was literally chained to a gurney wearing the what is it, Silence of the Lambs mask.
Oh yeah.
That's how they got him over. Like and then he'd just rip it all off and like wearing a straitjacket and run into the ring and brutalize someone.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that. I really like that imagery.
Well, speaking of people giving us shout outs, this match again, I felt that although it was quite frenetic with being an 8-man match, there was a lovely showing by Gabriel Kidd again.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Good stuff, son.
Yeah.
Love you, kid.
Every week, he just shows how talented he is. And we got to keep in mind, if he's not the youngest person on the roster, he'd be very close to...
No, he is. He's 19.
Surely. No,
Yeah.
21?
Oh,
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure he's like 19,
I don't
20.
know. Whatever.
He's young.
Yeah, he's a young chap.
Young
yeah.
guy, like...
He's wet behind the ears.
And again, to be this talented at this age, there's nothing but good things coming. And there was a quick succession of eliminations by the heels to again stack the deck against Rampage, which was, I believe, first Prince Armeen immediately.
Yeah, me.
Yeah,
Like, he
Drake
just-
snuck in for
Not
the...
even. Rampage actually knocked him out himself.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
then Armeen just
and-
jobbed right out.
Yeah, and
Drake capitalized,
Which
yeah.
is great.
Yeah.
Yep.
Then Gabriel Kidd, after he had a great showing, he got
Yeah, he-
eliminated.
If anything,
Yeah,
he showed them.
eliminated.
Oh, wait, actually, El Desperado stayed in for a while.
He did.
Yeah.
El Desperado was great too. I
Yeah.
really enjoyed that. I liked Rampage pushing him around,
Yeah.
like slapping him and going, "You get him!" Like that was great.
And El Desperado going, okay, yeah, better not.
Yeah,
cry
yeah,
out.
yeah,
This guy,
yeah.
he actually hurt me. Yeah.
There was just all these great little moments
Yeah.
in this match. And then
Yeah,
there's-
but inevitably, sorry, I'm just going to jump
Yeah.
in. Inevitably, we ended up with Rampage and Primate, who did
which
get
was where it's going.
let off his lead,
Yeah.
when the time
And that was
right.
a great moment too, and him running in the ring and stuff. Them two hitting each other. They hit hard.
Yeah.
They're big boys. They hit hard. They're scary men.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, this match took a bit of a turn. I guess Rampage had been worked down. You know, he'd had faced 3 other guys and was left alone with Primate, and Primate did get the better of him with a rear naked choke.
Yeah.
So where do you think this is going from here?
Well, one, we've gotten Primate over as a beast beating
Yeah,
Rampage, right?
which they needed to do. We've
Which they
spoken
needed to
about
do,
this.
yeah.
Yeah.
And two, this is leading into, like, there will be another blow-off match between them, like, because they've had a little bit of history now. Like, they're actually building up the history between Rampage and Primate, so it's going to mean so much more when Rampage finally beats him, which will be at the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
That's why he didn't win, because it will mean so much more when Rampage beats him down at that pay-per-view.
And then you know what's funny about Rampage too? He's not like, you know, uber face guy. He's like that neutral, chaotic,
Yeah.
dude that just runs around like, you're pissing me off, so you're getting bashed.
Yeah.
You're pissing me off, so you're copping a pile driver. Like,
Who's copping a beat next?
who's copping a beat next. Like, I think that's what the Rampage mentality is.
Yeah.
WCPW.
Yeah, I like
and
it.
I like it too.
But he gets along with Gabriel Kidd, so that's cool.
Yeah. As
Yeah.
long as he's a well
Last week.
kid, yeah, that's fine.
You saw him just absolutely animal everyone else, and then Kidd gets in the ring, he's like, okay, I'll calm down.
Yeah. Because this kid's actually wrestling.
Yeah. It's alright, I like you.
Yeah.
Well, if this hasn't been enough action so far, we still have the main event of part 1 to come.
Only part 1.
Yeah.
Only part 1? What?
I know. So this main event, of course, is was the inevitable showdown.
I've been waiting for this.
WCPW heavyweight championship match between the champion Joseph Connors and the local hero Joe Hendry. Prior to the match, we had a quick piece
You've
of
gotta
Connors.
give it a little bit more. Come on.
We had Connors pre-match piece to camera to Hendry, you know, cementing him as that icy cold heel.
Yeah.
You know, he hates Joe Hendry and he like was going to enjoy inflicting pain on him, and he's glad that he turned on him basically. Yeah.
It was.
He's turned into Smeagol.
My precious. Jen, you go away. Tongue
This is all that matters. Yeah.
Banks doesn't like the time.
No, he
Yeah, I
does
hate
not.
I
So-
love the.
Have your moment with Joe Hendry now, please.
Oh no! Both of them need a bigger than that. This wasn't the. You can't just like throw that out there like that. This was the righteous Joseph Connors versus the local hero.
Joe Hendry!
There.
So Joe Hendry had another bespoke song for Joseph Connors. It was
Foo Fighters'
My Hero, which he's used before, but he changed the lyrics. And Connors came out with his dead eyes, his mouth tonguing, frothing.
Yeah.
And he was mouthing, I fucking hate you.
Yeah,
to
which was
Hendry.
brilliant.
Yeah.
Which was brilliant, holding the title, just staring at him. I fucking hate you. It was amazing, that dead, cold eyes. I love the character that he's becoming. He is.
I like the character too, it's just... Don't do the tongue thing anymore, dude. Just
Creeps
stop.
him out.
No, it doesn't creep me out.
Dude, you squirm. It creeps you out. It creeps you out a bit. It's alright. You can be creeped out by things.
I'm not. It's not that. It just doesn't do it properly. Like, come on. You just look gross. It's
It creeps
disgusting.
you out.
Alright, a little bit.
Well, even in Manchester, where True Legacy was filmed, which is the opposite side of the north of England, Joe Hendry was still clearly very over
So
with
over.
the
Yeah.
crowd. Yeah, I love that he's so over now.
Yeah, fantastic. And to be so over in such a short period of time, amazing. Amazing.
And Joseph Connors was drawing
so
good
much heat.
heel heat
Yeah,
too.
no, he's
for
got
sure.
he's got a fair bit of heat. Like,
Yeah.
he's actually doing well as the heel championship. Don't get me wrong. Stop the tongue.
Now, I really was a bit amiss taking notes on this match because I was enjoying it too much.
Yeah,
Don't, we all
100%.
were. We all were.
100%. I got completely lost
Like,
in this.
I said it doesn't take long for both of them to get out of the ring. There you go. So Henry with a quick down, bit of shenanigans. Then they're out of the ring. They're outside the ring for quite a bit.
yeah.
Yeah, there was quite a lot of outside action.
This was one of those, like, okay, again, it's hard to...
I've got
I didn't take...
Connors vicious.
Yeah,
There we go.
there we go. I get why you didn't take notes, because we were all kind of on the edge of our
Yeah.
seats,
Yeah.
completely lost in this match. Like, story these guys were telling, the brutality of the match within the context
Yeah.
of the story,
And
though.
as Knockout Fiona was saying, the match wasn't really in the inside the ring. It was more on the outside.
Outside,
There was
yeah.
shenanigans and stuff. But yeah, you're right. We were over our seats, like, watching the whole time. It's like, what are they going to do next? What's
Yeah.
happening? Like, holy shit. Like, we're so intrigued. Like,
This kept you on the ride the
yeah.
whole time.
And it wasn't even my favorite match of the night, but
No.
it was, it was
No.
really good.
It
Yeah.
was just really good. It was so solid. It was and you as the audience member and as Smarks, it was hard to tell who was going to come out on top.
Yeah.
Like, there was an obvious choice for a reason, but it's the way they had this match, you kind of forgot. Like, you just got drawn into it and drawn into the drama and you wanted Hendry to get his revenge, like, after everything, because they've done it so well and built it up correctly, and I just loved it. I really loved it. Like,
I want more.
Yeah. And
It seems like they're setting up for more. Best of 3, who knows? At the end of the match, we had some shenanigans with the ref getting knocked sort of down.
I didn't like how they did this. Not because it was the wrestler's fault. It was maybe because of the ref's positioning. Joe Hendry, tried to do the scoop slam or his big
I
finisher.
picked him up on the shoulders.
Yeah, and
spin.
he, try to spin Joseph Connors around, but made it look too obvious that he was trying to go for the ref. But it was as I said, it wasn't the wrestler's fault. It was, I think, the ref's position.
If you see it, the ref was standing behind him rather than to the side of him. So he swings his legs once and doesn't hit anything, and he had to look over his shoulder to find where he was, and then step in place and take the ref down. The ref was just out of place.
Yeah, that was the unfortunate,
it was
botch at the end. But
it's not
it's not there.
These
As I
things
said, you
happen.
can't
They
blame
do.
them. Yeah.
Spots like this, I think, need to be really carefully blocked out and orchestrated to be really effective. Sometimes they're
Or
just on
use a
point,
more
sometimes
maybe
they're a bit-
experienced ref, maybe.
Yeah.
No hard feeling.
No, it's
Exactly.
these things happen.
Yeah.
So yes, with Hendry's move with Connors accidentally kind of knocking down the ref, Connors had an opportunity to grab his tag team title belt.
Tag team title.
Oh,
You mean
sorry.
championship title?
I just like
drinking? Come
saying
on,
it's
wait, we are home.
Yeah, I was about to
here
say.
in Sydney. Grab his heavyweight title belt and smack Hendry in the face with it.
Yeah.
Hendry didn't see it coming. And so Connors got the win.
Cheap heel win.
Yeah, boo.
It was good. It draws the right heel heat to Connors. Draws the right face heat to Hendry. I can't wait to see the blow-off match of the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
That's it.
All right, well, that's it for part 1 too.
Oh, it is.
Oh, what?
It is, because we've seen more than this, so we're going to have to come back.
No, I'm joking, sorry.
And just to be spoiler-free, we're not going to put up part 2 until part 2's aired. So you're not going to hear this part 2 until next week. So until then, thank you so much for listening.
Thank you. Stay tuned for more.
Peace, y'all.
Adventure, excitement. A Stooge craves not these things.
Welcome to the Stooge Revolution.